Once upon a time, there was a magical kingdom located above the sky called the land of Kayangan. Although the people of Kayangan spent their days among the clouds, they also had a special garden on earth called the Forbidden Garden. The king and the queen of Kayangan bore a sole princess and named her Puteri Seri Gummum. As Puteri Seri Gummum was of a royal family, no other children in the kingdom dared to play with her while growing up, and that made her really lonely. Until one day, Puteri Seri Gummum saw a group of humans settling down near the Forbidden Garden. She could not contain her excitement as it was her first time seeing humans, and she thought it was her golden chance to make some companions. So, she quickly descended to earth without her parents' permission. Upon her arrival on earth, she approached and befriended a group of humans from the Jakun tribe. Puteri Seri Gummum felt so happy to finally have friends, so she kept going back to earth to meet with the Jakuns, all without her parents knowing.
Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. Puteri Seri Gummum managed to keep her new friends a secret from her parents, until one unfortunate day, her mother, the queen, caught her while she was about to descend to earth. The incident had angered the king greatly. She was accused of having ruined the sanctity of Kayangan by interacting with humans. Starting from that day, she was banished from her magical kingdom and was cursed to be the guardian of the Forbidden Garden.
On one fine day, when the sun was shining brightly and the birds were singing sweetly, Puteri Seri Gummum, who was standing guard at the entrance of the Forbidden Garden, heard the murmurs of the villagers around her. It was rumored that a handsome prince had just arrived in their village. She immediately made her way to the commotion when she heard the news. She came to a halt when she saw the man standing before her, tall and handsome with dark hair.
My name is Puteri Seri Kamboja. I come from a faraway land. And who might you be?
The man bowed his head. Her heart skipped a beat, and so did his. He had never met a girl so beautiful and graceful. Some say it was fate, some say it was a lucky moment of chance, as the princess and prince fell in love almost immediately. Puteri Seri Gummum smiled at him, looking into his glimmering eyes.
I'm Puteri Seri Gummum, guardian of the Forbidden Garden. It would be my honor to show you around this village.
The relationship between Puteri Seri Gummum and Puteri Seri Kamboja started to bloom like the flowers in the Forbidden Garden. They were completely enamored with each other, but the villagers were deeply worried if the prince would hurt their princess.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Me too. We must not allow the prince to harm her. We must protect our princess at all costs.
Puteri Seri Gummum and Puteri Seri Kamboja were not bothered by their doubts. Instead, they continued meeting each other in secret, far away, not seen by the villagers. On a special starry night, Puteri Seri Gummum and Puteri Seri Kamboja agreed that they would spend the rest of their lives together. This meant that Puteri Seri Gummum would have to leave the Jakun village forever, abandoning the people that were by her side her whole life.
One night, when the moon was so full and bright that the night could be mistaken as day, Puteri Seri Kamboja was waiting for Puteri Seri Gummum at the gate of the Forbidden Garden. It was almost midnight when she appeared at the gate. Feeling excited, yet afraid to leave everything she had once loved so much behind. The garden, the lake, and the villagers especially.
As she walked closer to Puteri Gummum, her steps slowed down as her mind replayed the memories of her with the villagers. She was reminded of how welcoming and warm the Jakun people were towards her, unlike her own family who abandoned her.
My love, finally you are here. Are you ready?
His question was answered with silence. Puteri Gummum felt like there was something that she had forgotten about, but she could not remember. She pushed the thought away and blamed it on the guilt of leaving the Jakun people behind without bidding farewell to them.
As soon as the lovers stepped outside of the Jakun village grounds, they heard a loud rumbling sound that shocked both of them so much that they passed out. It was during that fleeting moment between life and death that a distant memory flooded her mind. She could hear her father's angry voice booming.
If you ever break your promise and leave the Jakun people, you will be cursed forever.
Her face felt hot and her head was spinning. She never knew what the curse was or how it would manifest.
So, this is what I've been forgetting.
Puteri Gummum whispered to herself as darkness consumed her sight.
As soon as Puteri Gummum and Puteri Gummum regained consciousness, they felt unusual changes on their bodies. Their nose got longer, their pupils smaller, their nails sharper, and their bodies became bigger than a building, and tails grew out of their backs.
What happened to you? What happened to me? What happened to us? Why?
As the heavy rain fell on their new bodies and the deafening sound of thunder went through their ears, both of them realized that they had been cursed to turn into dragons.
The heavy rain did a great job in worsening the situation even more by flooding the forbidden garden. Eventually, the garden sank deep into the flood, becoming a lake that is now called the Chini Lake.
It may be true when people say that love is blind, because Puteri Gummum and Puteri Gummum still loved each other dearly, even after they had turned into scary-looking dragons. Their new forms were not an obstacle to their love, as they would always find ways to be together. Every night, the Jakun villagers near the Chini Lake would hear strikes of lightning and thunder, accompanied by roarings of the two lovers as they swam by. It is hard to tell whether it was fate or chance that brought them together, for their love was so strong, yet tragedy upon tragedy befell the two. This time, it was the princess's own forgetfulness that led to their downfall. One gloomy night, the pair went for a swim in the South China Sea. As they glided through the cool waters, Puteri Gummum suddenly remembered that she had forgotten to bring her belt.
This belt was very important to the princess, as it was a part of her uniform as the guardian of the Forbidden Garden. This belt symbolized everything good and true that she believed in. It reminded her of her duties as a faithful, disciplined, and honorable guardian. To be apart from it would be as if she had left her own head behind. In a quick flash, Puteri Gummum circled backwards without Puteri Gummum. navigating her way back to the village to retrieve her beloved belt.
Ah, my love, it seems like the sun is greeting us soon. Shall we go back?
Asked Seri Gummum as he swam further across the sea. There was no answer. Furious ripples of waves was all he could hear. That was when he realized that Puteri Seri Gummum was no longer swimming behind him.
Found my belt. Luckily I didn't lose it somewhere else. Now, let's go back to Seri Gummum. He must have been waiting for me.
After she retrieved her treasure belt, Seri Gummum followed behind where Seri Gummum went. As she was swimming, she did not realize she was swimming too close to the island called Bukit Datu. Without warning, she was yanked behind. Looking back to see what had pulled her, she saw her belt stuck on a huge rock.
How come it got stuck? Why is it not getting out? I must hurry. It's going to dawn soon.
She squirmed and kicked and roared and tried to fight herself free, but it was too late. The blaring crow of the cock from the village rang in her ears. This was a sign that dawn was fast approaching, but she could not go any further.
Oh no, the cock is already crowing. Dawn has come. No, why am I feeling so tired?
This was it. She had no more energy to move.
Admitting defeat, Puteri Seri Gummum waited and waited and waited until her breath became so still, heart in sync. She allowed her muscles to relax, taking in the final beats of her fading pulse. And with that, her body became one with nature and she turned into an island.
As for Puteri Seri Gummum, he also heard the cock crow. All of a sudden, he immediately stopped in his tracks. Again and again he tried to shake and move, but he could not. The scales on his skin became stiff. He yelled out to the sky, pleading for the gods in Kayangan for mercy.
What is this all happening? Why can't I move? Oh, the lords of Kayangan, I beg your mercy to free me of these unfortunate curses, for I am just a normal being who happened to find love.
Realizing his fate, he shut his eyes and welcomed the splashing waves that caressed his scales. The stiff scales had now become roughened, and soon he knew his time was up. His skin turned into dirt and rocks. The dirt and rocks soon piled up, forming a land that rose high up into the sky and stretched as far as the eye can see.
Puteri Seri Gummum's island was so lush with trees, a little bird called the tium would often stop by and rest in the tree's branches, soaking in the magnificent sun and the glory of the earth below it. Since the bird visited it so often, this new island adopted the name Tioman Island.
While Puteri Seri Gummum is now a small patch of land, all alone in the vast sea. Today, that patch of land is known as Pulau Lingga. There, he will remain forever separated from his beloved princess, far, far away.
And so, that was the story of how Pulau Tioman and Pulau Lingga came to be. Did you all enjoy the story? Who can tell me why they turned into dragons? Do you think if Puteri Seri Gummum did not go back to take her belt, would they have become islands?